Hi, I'm Jeff Cohn, and I'm here for another edition of the Mayor's Corner with the Mayor of University Park, Mayor Joseph Roudez. Hello, Mayor. How are you?
Hey, Jeff. Good to see you again.
Good to see you again. How are you?
Fantastic.
Good, good. You've been moving. I see you've been doing a lot of things. We got a lot to talk about today.
Yes, we do.
Good,
yes, we do.
Good. So let's dig right into it. You held a town hall meeting on October 12th to brief the community on important matters concerning the village. Would you like to share and just some of the things that you discussed at that town hall meeting with the stakeholders of University Park?
Okay, no problem, Jeff. Some of the things that were discussed were actually where we are as a village now,
okay,
and what are our future plans as far as getting our roads repaired, getting our amenities and facilities up and going again. Delivery of services back to our residents is one of the main focal points of the town hall meeting. Getting input from the residents to see which direction that they would like us to go in, and hearing some of their needs and concerns here in town.
Great. How was it attended?
It was well attended.
Okay.
I would say it was well attended. I'm very proud of my board of trustees and my staff and those who participated in this town hall meeting. This is something that our residents can look forward to twice a year, once in the fall and once in the springtime as we change in the seasons.
Excellent.
Then they'll be updated on what's going on, what to look forward to. In this case, in the fall, going in the winter months, they heard a lot about snow plowing and parking on our residential streets and things that they should expect from our public works department and our police department as far as parking on the streets goes during the winter months.
Sure. So was there anything that that came out of that that you were particularly passionate about in terms of addressing?
Well, I was particularly passionate about actually hearing from our residents. I don't know when the last time that there was a town hall meeting held, but I was very enthusiastic about going into this one, very excited about our new administration, the changes that are happening in the village and changing the mindset of our staff as we are now adapting the concept of one vision, one village as we look forward.
I love it.
Yeah, moving forward.
Good. So also I see that you said new team. So you all just recently hired a new village manager, Miss Ernestine Berry Beck Fogum. So could you just share a little bit about that, in that decision and where things are with her, hiring her?
As the mayor, I'm glad to welcome Mrs. Ernestine Berry Beck Fogum aboard, as she brings a variety of wealth and knowledge to the position of village manager. She has, can you believe this, over 50 years of managerial and government.
Wow.
From as far as a village administrator to a developer to a planner to a certified federal grant writer to a former police and fire commissioner, from a former alderman, and from a lobbyist point of view. Ernestine and I share a lot of the same resources, and it's good to have someone that can receive the vision and know how to implement it. So it's a win-win for everybody.
Wow. So she has a great background, which sounds like a lot of experience. What are some of the goals that she has articulated in terms of what she, as a village manager, I know that you have the one vision, one village, but what are some of the things that you think that she would like to accomplish on behalf of the stakeholders?
Well, some of the things that she would like to accomplish, as we take since she's been aboard, we've taken a weekly ride just doing a landscape and a narrative of the town. And when I showed her some of these horrible streets on Amherst and Abbott and Harvest Lane, those are some of the priorities that we're going to be aggressively pursuing for 2020. We're looking at economic development, getting our abandoned houses repaired and back on their tax rolls, and demolishing that cityscape, getting our Regal Farm updated and open again as a senior services center and youth center in that part of town. So there's a lot of work to be done. Following up on our Pine Lake project, working on our new relationships with Governor State and 201U. So she's hitting the ground running as I did.
And so now with her on board, now you can still run, but run at a different pace and focusing on some different things now that you have a village manager of a like mind on your team now.
That is correct. That is correct.
So So congratulations on that, because obviously, I mean, it's an important position to run a village, and you got to have a competent village manager.
Absolutely. We're going to get our books in order, and we're just looking forward to the fantastic ride and journey that this community is getting ready to take. Absolutely.
Good, because I'm sure the community will be happy that they have a new village manager with the background that she has as well.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Good. So, you know, we've got the Veteran Day coming up on November 11th, Monday, November 11th, and I know that you're a veteran, so I know that that's very important to you. Would you like to share with the residents what you're planning and what the village is planning for that day?
Well, for the residents who don't know, there are applications available as we speak at the Village Hall for the committees and commissions. A part of those committees and commissions are newly established Veterans Committee, which I encourage all veterans, men and ladies of all denominations, to come on and join. And so on that first day, Veterans Day, this will be the first day of the new Committee of Veterans. So we're going to have a small memorial at our Veterans Memorial here on Exchange Boulevard. And as we move forward, we're going to be in the planning stages, and I'm quite sure that the Veterans Committee will have quite a lot to offer to our community.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I know you're excited about that.
I'm very
excited. It's a special day for you as well, as you said earlier, so that's great. So, you know, you've talked a lot about economic development. So what I'd like for you to do is share in a little bit more detail about some of the village's new economic development proposals. I know you talked about that in various settings, and so what are some of the things that are being proposed for economic development for the village of University Park?
Well, I'm glad you asked that, Jeff. Now, as we speak, there's a potential huge project that may occur spring 2020 on Cicero Avenue, which brings the opportunity to 50 to 100 plus jobs in our community. And I really do believe once we break ground on Cicero, which is our main corridor, that there will just be a domino effect, and restaurants and stores will start coming. Where there are people, restaurants will come, stores will come. And when it comes to economic development, we have to be very, very conscientious and cautious on what kind of economic development we attract.
Sure.
You know, with the internet being as lively as it is, and Amazon right down the street. So we're going to concentrate on more on services that our residents need, like cleaners and laundry mats and banks and stores that they can shop and circulate those dollars within our own community. I truly believe that in every town, that dollar should circulate at least 8 times before it leaves out once. Right now, our residents have been deprived of that. That's what they're asking for. They're asking for access to fresh fruits and vegetables. As people know or don't know, that University Park has been designated as a food desert. And we're aggressively looking at different approaches to satisfy the need, because without healthy foods in your community, we're kind of at a handicap. And that also takes us outside the community to shop for the things that we do need.
So, I mean, you're not by yourself as a food desert, though. I mean, there are other villages in the south suburbs, unfortunately, that are classified as that as well. I mean, I've been living out here for 25 years, and Matheson used to have at least 12, a dozen grocery stores, and we are actually down to 3 grocery stores in the village of Madison. So I'm glad to hear that you're focusing on that, because it is something that we deserve in the Southland region. I mean, grocery stores and fresh produce and fresh meats, just like other communities can. So
let's give University Park, let them be the hub, and let other people come and shop in our community. But, you know, also mentioning economic development, there's a town center renovation project underhand. And last night at our city council meeting, we were able to approve leases of some services that I'm proud to have in our community. We've got a guy by the name, his restaurant is the Sugar Shack, which he sells hoagies and all kinds of steak sandwiches, very similar to the Taurus flavors that people may be familiar with who come from Chicagoland area. So he'll be occupying an old facility that was known as Dimitri's. And next to that, we're going to bring in a barbershop that's going to have 10 to 12 chairs in that barbershop. So slowly but surely, we're going to be renovating that town center, and with amenities and things that our residents can have easy access without having to get in their car or take a long drive out of town. So
there you go.
We're working on renovating that, giving the outward appearance of it. So next year this time, people will be sitting outside their business and stores and having lunch and dinner in our town center. So
why not? There's disposable income right here in University Park, and let's spend the money here. So I like the goal of recycling $1 here 8 times. And so if you could, just for, you said by next year, this time, what's your vision of what Townhouse Center would actually look like, actually?
Well,
in terms of what, just so people can run towards that vision with you.
Well, I would like our residents to adopt that vision and be a part of the solution moving forward. Well, it would be an opportunity for a person to go into maybe a small bank branch, an opportunity to drop off their clothes at the cleaners, an opportunity to go buy fresh fruits, or even have dinner and take it home to our doggone residents. I said, doggone it. God darn it. They get on me all the time about that doggone it thing. So I must be a little more conscientious about using that expression.
You know what? Your expressions are your expressions. You know that, and it makes you who you are. So don't lose that. So,
all right. For those who are grammatically correct, my apologies for the doggone it, because I'm always told about that when it slips out sometimes.
All
so
right.
yeah,
I like it because it's you. So
okay. And I have to practice on making sure that's better, because I want to make sure that the delivery is understandable to all of our residents, can get the true message.
Absolutely. So got that vision. So they're running hard towards some things for the Townhouse Center, and we've got Cicero that's going to have some economic development as well. So that's all exciting. Is there anything else that you want to share before we go on to the next section of the Mayor's Corner?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. If people are looking for a place to live or a place to invest in the community, now is the time, because you look at it a year from now, it may be a little bit too late.
Okay.
We've really got a good pattern. I've got a fantastic board of trustees.
Okay.
Finally, we're on the same page. We're going in one direction, and we're just asking our residents to support the vision and move forward. It's only going to benefit them in the long run.
Okay.
Yeah, good. Absolutely.
Good. So, cannabis. State of Illinois has approved cannabis. And cannabis venues throughout the state. You've here in Chicago and various villages voting it up, voting it down. Well, the village of University Park actually voted it up. What would you like to share with what that's going to look like for the village?
Okay.
Yep.
Well, just a little history, Jeff. In 2014, when the state of Illinois initiated the pilot program with the medical marijuana,
right,
our village adopted and jumped in because we understand that the opportunity for responsible and medical could really benefit some of the things we do in the community. Now that the state of Illinois has moved forward with legislative action and opened up to recreational and adult use cannabis,
right,
we would love to host cannabis companies in our industrial park. It is our goals and concerns to ensure that the residents aren't going to be affected by it. So we've used that specifically in our commercial and industrial area.
Okay.
So that there will be responsible adult use, and with the opportunity and the money that it brings, prayerfully that if we're successful in procuring these companies, that we won't have any abandoned homes anymore. We won't have beat up and broken down roads. There's a great opportunity for our administration to be a revenue generating administration, create jobs, and whether some people like it or not, it seems like that is the wave of the future when it comes to cannabis and hemp. And now I see that Governor State is even entertaining hosting courses on cultivating and growing on the new industries that are coming in as we move forward.
Yep.
So I want to let our residents know that we consider them it's a heck of a thought process, first of all.
Sure, of course.
Because we want to ensure we don't want to deliver the wrong message. So we want to ensure that it's definitely away from our residential area, zoned in our commercial area right on I-57. So there's a great opportunity for the village to finally receive revenue instead of passing the buck and putting more burden on our taxpayers.
Sure. It's going to happen.
Yeah,
I mean, it's happening in other towns and villages, and city of Chicago, as you can see, is supporting it in a major way. So it's important that South suburbs give consideration to the same things that Chicago's generating revenue, just like they're doing with gambling. So that, I mean, I'm glad to hear that very thoughtful consideration has gone into it, so your residents know that it's not just something that you're doing happenstance.
Yes, it's just not going to be just running rampant anywhere. There's going to be the responsible use. Our laws are going to be in effect, and our police will enforce those laws. But on the backside, our residents will benefit from the revenue that it brings in. Just for instance, just the dispensary brings on the average of a low-producing dispensary brings about $5 million of revenue to the municipality. Wow. Cultivation centers are estimated $14 million. Processing, another $10 million. Out of all those opportunities for the companies to bring in revenue, we're going to get our money as a municipality, so we can actually benefit $3 to $4 million on an annual basis, just as a taxing body, not even counting the jobs or the intergovernmental agreements on how they like to partner with the communities and the educational pieces. So it's a win-win for everybody.
That's a lot of money on an annual basis then. So that's great to hear. I'm sure your residents will stay tuned to this and follow the work of the board and the trustees as you guys make your plans, your final plans, and put them in place.
Yes, that's true, Jeff. And anything that we can do to bring in revenue, to not pass the burden on our taxpayers to add additional taxes, it's going to be done. And the good thing about it, before this is all over, before my term is up or whatever happens, it is my goal to ensure that our residents get a rebate check back instead of a tax bill on behalf of the Village of University Park.
All right.
Even though we're not the largest taxing body on that taxing bill, we do have a part there. And we're going to make sure that we do our part responsibly.
I like that.
And I would love to rebate a check back annually as a homeowner.
The mayor said
you like that?
I would love it.
Yeah, I think the average homeowner would love to have a rebate back. So.
I like the fact that you're making that commitment. Well, and that's a bold commitment. And for you to say that means that you're going to put some things in place in your village and make them happen. That's what that really says, and I really applaud you for that, actually.
I mean, yeah, well, thank you. And I mean, when you just look at it, because this is a very critical time for our municipality. I mean, we have the opportunity to put more police officers on the street, to employ more public works people, to provide more code enforcement officers on the street. And all that does is help us deliver the services back to the residents. They much deserve it.
Right. So one of the things as it relates to the cannabis facility and what's being done, are you going to try to keep some of those the ownership of the facilities local as well? Will the village actually try to do that as well? Try to have people who live to try to have some of those facilities at all, by any chance?
Say it one more time, Jeff.
In terms of the ownership of them, because I know in Chicago, for example, you can apply for the licenses to actually have the facility. So is that something that's being considered at all?
It hasn't been considered. We'll just entertain the companies that are already in the industry of that, yes.
Okay, good.
But the good thing about the village, there are minority set-asides that greatly enhance the opportunity for vendors that look like us to come into our municipality and do business. So there are a lot of opportunities there in the legislation. 636 pages. I think I'm on page like 598, so I've been reading a portion just about every day to be up to speed on what's going on. Absolutely.
Good. So finally, let's just turn to the village board meeting that you all just had this past Tuesday. There were several actions that were actually voted on and taken as part of the meeting. So would you like to share with your viewing audience some of those actions that were taken? One
of the actions taken was a resolution passed to accept cannabis in the Village of University Park, zoned in our industrial park. This one of the second things that happened, that we actually did the lease approval for a Sugar Shack restaurant and a barbershop, and we've also expanded our liquor licenses because we're going to also pursue additional video gaming. All of these things that we're doing are to circumvent additional burdens on our taxpayers, to bring in revenue so we can work toward that ultimate goal. Hey guys, here's your rebate check back.
Okay.
That's what we're working on. And those were some of the key components in last night's city council meeting. Is there anything else that was vitally important? We did the gaming license, we did the restaurant, the barbershop, the cannabis
Those
resolution.
are huge in and of themselves. Those are big, actually.
Very good.
Right. So you're moving in the direction of creating that vision that you talked about for next year, and so you're taking action on that. So
I'm a very proactive and aggressive mayor.
Right. Well, you know people know that, right? You don't have to say it.
And as a former trustee for 12 years prior to the people giving me the opportunity to serve at this level, the best way to kill a project is to be so excited about it, to talk about it. So it's a little craft of getting it done, but the bottom line is ensure that it gets done. Because who benefits? The residents and the Southland.
There you go. Good. So excellent. Those are all very positive things, and hats off to you and your leadership, your trustees. And it sounds like you're moving in a direction that you said when you told people when you ran that you were going in. So it sounds like it's happening. And so congratulations on that.
Well, thank you so much, and even now, I've just got so much support, and I can't go on without this show without saying thanks to my wife. Okay. Because listen, a happy wife makes a happy life. And to have a wife like I have that's so supportive and understands the passion that it takes to serve this community, first of all, there's no such thing as a part-time mayor. Anybody who wants a part-time mayor isn't going to get what they actually deserve. Right. Even though the status here says part-time, my wife has given me the green thumbs to go at this full-hearted because she understands the passion and desire to serve. And I just thank God for giving me a person who works with me and who's understanding of that nature. Right. Beautiful.
Good. Well, thank you, First Lady. So before we wrap up, we talked before about the water crisis. Would you like to provide a brief update on the water crisis?
Sure. I'll be glad to give you a brief update. And these updates that I've received, unfortunately, they do not come from Aqua. They come from the Illinois Environmental Protection Agency and the U.S. EPA, the ICC, the Illinois Department of Public Health, and basically all the regulatory agencies that oversee what's going on with the water. So the latest report, according to the U.S. EPA, is that the process is working, that the chemical is adapting to the pipes and the pipes are being coated. And my message to our residents is that we encourage those that are still on the advisory list, such as myself, to continue to let the water run, use multiple outlets in the house, and let it run as much as possible. And that helps make the process go a little bit faster. It's not an overnight process. It didn't get like this overnight, and definitely it's not going to be solved overnight. But it is going in the right direction, and everything that we've seen since this occurred over the last couple of weeks, that we do see numbers are declining, which is encouraging.
Right.
And home sales are escalating, not going the other way. There were 5 new home purchases in town with transfer stamps. So people are understanding that we know that when this problem is over, that University Park will have the safest lead-free water in the Southland.
And you said that.
Yeah, and I'll continue to say that. So, and the burden of proof is that 5 new homeowners coming into town.
What a better indicator. Home purchases in your community,
Investing now because they see the future is bright. And then with the potential of the 3rd airport and the things that is going on just in the region, it's very encouraging.
Yeah, University Park is very strategically located, and for some of the great things that are coming to this region, and it's really good to hear your vision in terms of what you want to provide your stakeholders in attracting those business opportunities here. So I know that your residents, your stakeholders are happy to hear and get this good news that you're sharing with them. And because I'm happy to hear it. I live in the Southland, and I just love to hear when we have visionary people like yourself just making good things happen.
Well, thank you. Thank you so kind with your words. Thank you.
So that concludes the formal part of what we were going to discuss today. And if you would like to give any parting thoughts to your residents and stakeholders before we wrap up, Mayor, here's the opportunity.
Okay. Well, let me get this one out now. From the Mayor's Office of Special Events, on October 31st, from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. at 90 Town Center, there will be a Halloween party. There will be treats and games and all kind of little spooky things to ensure that our residents can have an opportunity to come out to a safe place with their children and just enjoy an old-fashioned Halloween celebration.
All right. Good. Well, thank you, Mayor. It's been a great pleasure to be with you again on this round of the Mayor's Corner. I'm really ecstatic to hear the reports that you've given, and I just can't wait for the next report that you're giving, the good news report that you're giving to your village.
Well, thank you much, and it's always good to see you as usual.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Looking good.
All right. This concludes this edition of the Mayor's Corner. Thank you all very much for being with us today. I am Jeff Cohn with the Mayor of University Park, Mayor Joseph Roudez.